other person spoke up.
Wow.
They came back and then something was done about it. Now, what I'm going to say now is the society actually do not help cases like
not
this.
even slightly.
Not right. The other girl was raped. That finally she was called to the police station and she had to talk. And then, finally this case went to court and it was eventually dismissed after 3 months of the guy staying in jail.
Welcome to Nigeria.
Saying that the guy, it was just a pure issue between a girlfriend and boyfriend.
They should go and settle it.
Wow.
Yes.
They should go and settle it. Now, this matter actually went to court. And it was dealt with. So you see, why people don't speak up is because they feel if I speak up, are they going to do anything about it? Now, this matter actually went that far. And then witnesses came and she finally decided to speak up. Yes, it happened. Maybe she was too ashamed to go and tell her family that this is what happened to her because she felt like it was her fault. She couldn't have gone there. But people actually don't realize that these things actually happen.
Yes.
People go out and actually complain. They speak up, but nothing is actually really done about it.
I mean, a case in point we could look at is the trending picture that we had as of last week and last 2 weeks. A man that raped a 4-year-old child that was about to be released from jail. That the mother had to come on social media to cry. A lot of celebrities had to lend their voices.
A lot of human rights activists.
This is just the one that we heard. There's so many unreported cases. That's why I'm so excited for the one woman that speaks up, the one woman, the one man, the one person that speaks up. You have empowered so many other people to know that they're not alone. Some situations can happen that you feel like you're the only one. We have fathers raping their daughters. And a child like that could feel like, this is not normal. My father cannot be raping me. I probably am the only one this is happening to in my life. But there are thousands of cases. And just one person having the conversation is going to fix a lot of other people coming out to join this conversation.
Now, continuing from where you stopped and about the blaming of the victims, there are a lot of myths that are surrounding rape victims, especially when they find themselves in compromising situations. And you see people say that, I want you guys to debunk it. Now, people say that a girl, maybe when she's dressed provocatively, she is subject to rape, or a girl that is usually touchy with guys, she's subject to rape.
That's why she wanted it.
Do you feel that it's something that could lead to rape, or these are just myths that the society is using to cover the real deal for people to be able to deal with rape victims?
Baby some pampers.
Baby girl, I was going to come to that.
This is sort of what I'm hearing that made me experience that. What about
what was the baby wearing? There are women in hijabs, full covered hijabs that you see only their eyes would have been raped. So somebody actually boldly opened their mouth and told me that the reason why rape is so prevalent is because of the things that women on TV wear. And then he gave an example of Cardi B. Like, you're telling me that because Cardi B all the way in the United States is on stage wearing a bra and a panty, that is why a 4-month-old was raped in Kaduna?
Doesn't really make sense.
What is the correlation? So I feel like a lot has to be demystified when it comes to sexual assault.
Yes.
Where it comes from outfits. There was a time that there was an allegation in one of these very big artists, I won't call his name, did a free concert in the East, and a lot of women were raped allegedly at the concert. Now, a few of the women that spoke up said that they were in this concert and the men that raped them came there with razor blades to tear their jeans.
Wow.
So are you saying that it was the jeans' fault?
No.
What do you think?
I was going to say that, first of all, let's not look for excuses for stupidity.
Okay.
That's basically, let's not create excuses for being stupid. Now, first of all, you're saying that because a girl puts on, let's bring it home. You go to the market because a girl is dressed indecently, she's assaulted. I mean, you walk into the market and you see guys touching her everywhere. Why? And you blame her.
Or their senses, it's where you.
I mean, for him
I think that it is wrong. Now, it is your mind that is corrupt. It's your mind that has issues. Please, let's not blame clothes. Now, I know that sometimes there's so many indecent dresses, and sometimes it's actually to the extreme. It's not just necessary. But do not assault a girl or rape a girl to teach her a lesson so that what will happen.
So there was a case that happened last week. Thank you for bringing this up. There was a case that happened last week that a lawyer was on. The lawyer is still begging the victim to come for. Now, the victim has a husband that doesn't work. He lost his job. So what she did was that she went to become a bricklayer. right? She's a bricklayer and a laborer. So at the place where she works, they keep sending her to go and buy food and stuff. And so one day she was like, she's not going to do this. I came here to work, and the more man hours I put in, the more money I'm going to make. We all came here to work. How am I the designated food buyer? And so the men came together and said they must teach her a lesson, and they raped her.
Oh my God.
This was just last week. And they're still begging the woman. The human rights activists are still begging the woman to come forward. She's saying that she doesn't want trouble. This is the kind of things that a lot of people are experiencing, and they're living the life. A study that was carried out in Nigeria State at a police clinic that covered about 147 rape victims, they said that only 8 of 147 rape victims were above the age of 25. That the biggest number was between the ages of 12 and 17.
My God. That's
12-year-old children are being raped in the streets.
You can imagine the
and
emotional
to make it
trauma.
Worse, of all the collated data, 51% of everybody in that data were raped by somebody that they knew. People always make it seem like sexual assault is such a foreign issue that, you know, you have to go to a bad area, you have to walk in a dark street for it to happen. People are being raped by their gatesmen, by their uncles, by their cousins, by their brothers, by their brothers' friends, by the boy in the next door neighbor, by their mother's friend that comes to the house. It's most likely going to happen with a person that you know. There's so much that has to be demystified when it comes to sexual assault, and one of them is also the fact that we're having this awareness, and it's great. It's crazy that men haven't even begun to speak up. The United Nations said 1 in 4 girls have been assaulted and 1 in 10 boys have been assaulted. Now, you know, this poll is usually carried out from the people that actually speak up. There was a young boy that wrote a thread on Twitter, and he was talking about how he was sodomized by their gatesman from the age of 7 till he was 14.
For good 7 years.
Yes. And that he told his father, and his father beat him up, that he was a liar.
Now, that's the next question I want to ask. You know, while I was making my research, I discovered that, you know, rape victims do not really talk about it because they feel that the first people that should believe in them, you know, we put the blame back on them. And so if these people do not believe in them, who should rape victims talk to?
I just feel like we're at a point where these things should be available in schools. They should be available in churches. And also when it comes to churches and schools, just because somebody said that they are a woman of God does not mean you should give them your child. You need to be able to know this person, know what they're about, know what they're actually teaching these children, because so much has been exposed. You see people that have in their bios, teen coach, engaging in conversations on social media and saying things like, what was she wearing? How are you a teen coach?
And you come to say, what was she wearing?
What are you coaching the teens on? So I think the parents should first of all make sure that they try to create an enabling environment for their children. We grew up in a time when people believe that children don't have emotions, children don't have feelings, they are just robots, that their minds are not developed.
You just tell them what to do.
But we've come to a time where we know that children have emotions, children want to say things, they want to talk, but they won't talk to you if they do not feel comfortable.
Comfortable, yes.
So parents should first of all create an enabling environment where their children feel like they can actually have conversations, and then schools to try to make sure that they have professionals, because I think all schools have counselors, but how many
guardians and counselors? Yes,
you should try to have professionals, because if your teachers cannot, you know, approach the children, a person that is trained in the field would know a better way to go about it. And also in churches and in hospitals, we should make it really, really serious.
Let's hear from you and comments as well.
Okay, so I'll just say comments first. Now, Makinde says, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I like this topic.
Morning, Makinde.
And so Dominion KK says, sexual assault and rape is getting rampant. It is unspeakable. It is quite alarming. My happiness is that there is awareness. People are speaking out through the social media. My annoyance is that it is now getting to be something that is just talked about. It's not fun hearing rape stories. I don't know whether people now enjoy the conversation. The question is, what should be done?
Exactly.
Don't we have leaders who are in place of authority to address this? Where are they? What are they doing? And then he says, remember the story of a senator who beat up a lady. What's happening?
I think
I can't even dive into that thing right now, because
I know what Dominion said. It's a case of, you know, I feel that while awareness is going on, we should not get to that point where we become numb and not really put the work in to get things done.
And we're so
where
close.
awareness is going to.
We're so close
you
to
know,
being
so because the truth is that when I've noticed the trend, when things start trending up and things start trending up, everybody start getting used to it. It becomes a norm, and we start getting comfortable with the fact that, oh yeah, they read somebody here. Oh yes, it's not my sister, so how does it concern me? Like Mr. said in Vanguard
I don't
today,
even,
you know, and people go like, oh yeah, so what's the next thing to do? After all, go to NGO, go to police,
don't
go
watch
to
Big Brother.
this, then watch Big Brother, then life move on.
Let me answer Dominion's question about what is being done. Just last week, Tuesday, it was raised in the Senate by Senator Rose Oko. She raised especially to minors being raped, and she called on several statutes involved, including the judiciary. Now, she asked the judiciary to increase. Now, in Nigeria, the punishment for rape, if you are convicted, is supposed to be as much as life imprisonment. And she was saying that she wants it to be more stiff. She was calling for a death sentence for rape. She was the one that started I think about 6 out of every 10 Nigerian child before they get to the age of 18 will get sexually assaulted, and that was going with the same statistics that was provided by the UNICEF. So I think the conversations are being held in the right places, but I think our question now should be followed through.
Yes, and we really hope that the implementation of these laws, you know, they really come as fast as possible, so that we could really start curbing this. As well. You're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that first of all, the reason why victims don't come out to say this is what's going on with them is because of the attitude, the reaction. Now, parents, family members, friends, even pastors don't help. And you see someone who come to you and explains that this is what is going on, this is what is going on, and then you are very unreceptive about it. You probably just come up with different stories why this is why it happened, this is why. But I feel that first of all, when someone comes as a victim, be it rape or there are many other forms of assault.
Yes,
when someone comes to you, understand that there is a pain this person is going through, and the person already realizes that there are certain responsibilities he had to play in the matter. But please don't paint it in the person's face and make the person feel worse than he already does. Be there for the person. Be the friend. Help the person.
Believe them first.
Help them. Just even if something could become more worse about it, just help them out. Help them see a psychologist. Let them talk. Let them express themselves how they feel. Because people are out there suffering psychologically and going through so much trauma and thinking that no one will actually come out to listen to them. So they need people who are being victimized needs people to hear them out. And I know that there's several, NGOs, and people, I know of a group that goes to schools just to sensitize children, so whenever they're being assaulted, they know about it, because, really, I'm really pained when I hear that children are being raped, not even adults now. So what did that child wear? Sometimes they bring it back to clothes, they bring it back to the way you were looking. Now, what did a 4-year-old wear that you were tempted by? What did a 7-year-old wear? What did she do at home that made you just say, I want to rape her? What made you not go out there and just, find a way to solve your problem? Because personally, I feel that we're not doing so much. And even with the implementation, it's still a little of our voice is being heard.
Very small amount
should be done. So much put out there. Laws should be put out there. Parents should talk to their children about sexual education. One of the things that happens is that children are not sensitized about sexual
at all.
They don't know. They don't know genitalia. They don't know their parts. They don't know, especially when their uncle say, I want you to touch me here.
I feel like if you have a song that says my head, my shoulder, my knees, and so we should add other things to it.
Exactly.
Let them sing. Let them know where people shouldn't touch them. Let them know where if there's a place that a person touches you, you should complain. And generally, please stop sexualizing children. I've seen children wear shorts and they say, why are you wearing a baby bomb shorts? Bomb shorts do not exist for children. There's no such thing as children bomb shorts. They are just shorts. Okay, there's no children bomb shorts. They are just called shorts. So if you see a child and you feel like the child is dressed sexually provocatively, it is you sexualizing the child. The child cannot be sexually provocated. We could go on, but our time is fast spent.
While we're trying to wrap up this, let's get our last words, Joan.
Yes.
So parents, For me, I think parents should start from an early age to educate their children on sex education. They shouldn't wait for them to get to 12 or 10. From a very little age, I think parents should start telling their children, when you are being touched here, please come tell me. Now, when the child comes, you the parent should also make sure that you take proper channel to look into that issue. Don't tell the parent, oh, what do you know? You're lying or stuff like that. Look into that issue. That's what I
Adriel.
Okay, so I would say that if you have been victimized or raped, speak up about it. Do not feel that people won't listen to you. There are actually people out there that are willing to listen to you, that are willing to hear you out. Do you understand? Just go out there, speak up, get help. There are people who really would help you. Do not just sit back and say, oh, no one will listen to me. There are people willing to listen to you. Do not feel like life is ended. Do not feel like, you can't reach out. There's so much more out there for you to do. Do not feel discouraged.
I hate Joyce.
Yes, for the people that are listening, for the people that get to see it happen, check your prejudice. It is very important to check your prejudice. If you hear that a person's car is snatched and you don't ask what the car was wearing, then maybe you shouldn't be asking the person what they're wearing if they get raped. If you hear that a person is getting robbed and you don't ask them what color did you paint your house, then maybe it is strange of you to ask that of a rape victim. Remember to always check your prejudice and put yourself in the other person's shoes.
All right, we would want to go on and on because trust me, this subject matter you cannot exhaust it in the space that we have. But to everyone out there, the truth is, don't victimize, don't do it, don't cause more harm than good. And if probably you have been in that kind of issue, I spoke to a friend of mine that is a medical doctor, and he says that once you rape, you quickly go to the hospital. There are rape kits that are available for them to carry out a swab, and they'll do forensic with your DNA to be able to have evidence against your assaulter. And so with this, we've come to the end of another informative time. It's just a good way to kick off the week. Basically, we'll be here tomorrow talking about much more trending issues and subject matter in our society. My name is Neki Moye, and on behalf of I and my ladies, it is a bye for now. Good morning.
Good morning.